If you're throwing away a Rolex, yes, this is the biggest, this is a red banner. What do you mean? I feel like I'm wasting my time. That's where I get angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what to do now. It's like 13-hour flights. When am I sleeping? When is anyone on the plane sleeping?
So guys, welcome to another episode of Red Flags. I'm your host Valentina. If you haven't watched a previous episode, I keep saying this every episode, make sure you're going on YouTube, you're subscribing to our channel, you're watching the previous episodes. You know, we had some previous guests that were very interesting, you know, and they continue to get interesting. And I was so excited to film each episode with them. We're on Instagram as well, we're on Spotify, we're on TikTok. I'm going to put the name there, the link, everything. Just make sure you're doing what needs to be done. Now, for this episode, I have another podcaster, you know. It was very interesting. I was like, I need to have you on the show, you know. We need to share opinions. He has some very pretty, you know, strong personality. And I was like, we need that on Red Flags, you know. We need that on the show. And I'm so excited to have Lamine here with me today. Lamine, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much, Valentina. Thank you for having me.
You know, I was saying you're another podcaster, so we know what to expect, you know.
Yeah.
How did you come up to making a podcast?
It's really interesting because I think that I had a chance when I grew up to travel a lot with my parents, and even later when I started college and having a little bit more money, I had the chance to travel a lot. So arriving here in Ireland and settling in, I recently thought it would be nice for me to share my experience as a black, you know, French guy in Ireland.
It is in French. I forgot.
Sorry. It is
so
in
not
French.
All of us can, you
know,
can
understand. Now, maybe in the future when I will be more comfortable doing it.
Yeah, but that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you feel when I told you I wanted you on my podcast? I wanted you as a guest.
I was actually happy because I was seeing I'm listening to the podcast and I'm watching the videos. So I was while watching the videos, I was always reacting and thinking what would be my take on some questions you were asking. So I was really glad.
Some interesting, right?
Yeah.
You know,
yes. It is some really nice guests.
So let me tell us a little bit about yourself, you know, for our audience. So we know, like, what do you do and what your hobbies are?
Yeah. So I'm working as a sales tech engineer in Dublin.
Okay, fancy. We had another engineer.
I feel
like it's a very fancy profession.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. For 5 years now, I arrived in Dublin the first time in 2018.
Yeah. And
hobbies. How do I do? I work out. I try to do a lot of sports. I really like to.
Here in Dublin, sports.
In Dublin,
what kind of sport are we talking about?
I'm doing capoeira. Do you know capoeira?
What? In Dublin.
In Dublin. It's a Brazilian martial art that mixes dancing and singing.
Wow.
Yeah, and there is a lot of Brazilian in Dublin.
Yeah, I didn't know you were that active, like you were into that kind of thing.
Yes, of course.
Damn, I love to do that.
I'm part of my capoeira group.
That's a sport, is it?
Yeah, it's a martial art, just like karate and everything. Yeah. But because it was invented by slaves back then, they could not openly train to fight, you know, so they had to hide the fighting with singing and dancing. Yeah. So if you see it, you would say, oh, it looks like a dance. It actually is a martial art teaching you how to fight and kick and defend yourself.
Damn, that is very interesting.
Yeah. I started.
I really want to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. It's really interesting and welcoming to newcomers.
Yeah. I mean, I have one here. You know, I want you to tell me if it's a red flag. I have people who throw exes gifts after a breakup.
What?
Because I had a friend. She had a really bad breakup. You know. Okay. And she was like, she was a gifty person. You know, those people that show their love through gifts. When I tell you she had gifts, I'm telling you, good bags, you know?
Yeah.
You know, good clothes, good jewelry and all that. And she just threw them all away. No. She said, I would definitely not keep anything that reminds me of him. Do you think it's a red flag for people to throw away their ex's gifts after they break up?
I would.
Would you throw away your gifts? Like, have you ever thrown away any gifts of your ex?
No.
You keep it?
I would keep it.
Why do you feel like you need to keep it, though?
Especially if it's like an object, like as you were saying, a bag or clothes.
What for a Rolex?
Bombastic side eye.
If you're throwing away a Rolex, yes, this is the biggest. This is a red banner. What do you mean?
Always a Michael Kors, you know, shoe, head to toe,
No,
expensive gifts.
Keep them, because I get when people say that they don't want to keep something that will remind them of the other person. But for me, for objects, I think, especially like we old enough and grow up enough to separate things. We had good times, and during those good times, we received gifts.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
We gave gifts to each other, and that's
so
fine.
So you can see it from that perspective instead of seeing it in a bad way.
I think that where it could be a red flag is if the person who is throwing away the gift is maybe like, you know, like throwing a tantrum or like destroying them, like burning them.
Yeah.
It tells a bit about your personality, about whether or not you're crazy or not. But
well, I do say it in an aspect though, because you know, if you're in a relationship and the person cheat on you or something, you know, and you have so many gifts from them, and you throw the whole thing away, like, because you're trying to prove a point that, you know, it's not worth anything like that. Even if it's a Rolex.
No. For Rolex, for this amount of price range, there is no excuse to throw it away. We give you a car, you're throwing away the car. What do you mean? At least sell it.
She said she would throw away the car.
No, you need to sell it. You need to sell the car. Like, sell the Rolex.
Get the money.
Take the money and move on, you know.
If you're gonna do it in the correct way.
Like, you will make your point by not having the Rolex anymore, but you will make money in the process.
You smart.
What would be your red flags, like, for your girlfriend, in a relationship, when you're in a relationship?
If I have a girlfriend,
in
what
general,
would be?
Yeah.
In the early stages, like in the phase where we're just getting to know each other during dates,
everything is good, and
if we go out, we go to a restaurant, and I see that they're talking bad about the server.
Oh, right.
Like if they're like talking in a really rude way to the server, and even when the server leaves, if she's bad mouthing the server about the job they're doing, that's a red flag for me.
Oh damn!
But what if he's not doing his job right though?
That's different. Like if they're not doing.
What if she asked for chicken and he brought lamb?
That's fine, but there is one way to taste things, you know.
Yeah.
He made a mistake. That's fine. You're going to get your chicken in 10 minutes, and you're not going to die. Hopefully, he won't get fired. You know, there is worse things to be mad about.
That's
life,
true though. Talking rude about a waiter, no, it says much.
Yeah. Everyone talk about people behind their back, you know. But I think there is a way to do it towards like servers, janitors, you know, like people who you know, like it's.
What if you confront her about it and she doesn't change?
Like she doesn't change, as in she
feels
entitled.
She feels like she's right. Like, you know, if you're not doing your job, I am gonna criticize you.
I think that would be a total red flag for me. Especially if I.
Would you break up with her over that?
No, I don't think I would break up with them like on the spot. If this is something, if it deviates to, she's starting to basically being a bit rude and unpolite towards people like this. What will prevent her of doing that with me later in the future?
Lamine, I know you're very, you know, Instagram active person. You know, I know you go a lot on social media with your podcast as well. You're more active. You're more engaging. I want you to tell me a few red flags for you when it comes to Instagram. When you open the app, you know, and you spend time there, what are the things you see that makes you question normality? That makes you say that this is not it?
When we feel like I'm too deep in your relationship, I think it's a bit odd. I have an example of a podcaster. It's not a podcaster actually. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And he was having his girlfriend in his podcast, and they were having an argument about why the guy would not propose to his girl, because if they were to be married, the girl would not take the guy last name.
Oh, and they were posting this argument on Instagram.
And they were like, it was. You could feel that the tension was like. You could feel that it was a bit tense. It was not really an argument, but almost. And they were going back and forth. It was a short 1 minute clip, you know. But when I saw that, I was like, I'm too deep into your personal life.
Honestly, I feel like I'm having the relationship with you.
Yeah, I don't need to know this, you know.
I mean, I want to bring you to us, you know, the traveling part. I know you talk about, you know, traveling on your podcast, and you've done a few travels yourself.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me some red flags when you travel.
Men who travel and obviously cheat on their partner, you know. But like they don't. they are entitled to the cheating in a way, as in she's not here, she can't say anything, so they afford themselves, so they let themselves do this. And to me, I'm like, no, that's the biggest red flag you could have. You know?
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Because we had that actually just brought up. We were in Greece, and you know we're at a nightclub, and there were a few men there. They were married. When I say married, they were looking for girls. Married in a whole other country with kids.
Okay.
But because they're in Greece and they're living their best life, they're not married anymore. It doesn't count.
Oh my God!
And I was like, what is this?
No, this is a big red flag.
So wherever you travel, you're single.
Exactly. Like, some of the people say whatever happened in Greece, we stay in Greece.
Wow.
But like some people actually mean it.
Yeah.
And often, you know, in a relationship like this, it's the same the other way around. When the wife will go on, I don't know, girls trip or whatever, she will allow herself to do it because maybe because she's fine with the husband doing it as well. But to me, this is red flags.
Do you think they know?
Some of them definitely know.
Really? Do you think people in relationship they communicate like
In France, at least I have in mind few accounts. Yes, they both know that they're not faithful. The guy,
but they're still together.
They're still together. The guy has been caught cheating like 6 times. The girl 2 times. And yet they're still together, you know.
Ooh.
But to me, it's because they know that they're meant to be together, you know. People who cheat on their partner, like they can only be together, you know.
With people, honestly, only cheaters can be together.
Yeah. If you forgive cheating, it means that you like. No, not necessarily, but I think it's maybe you're more likely to do it or to do it yourself, you know, in the future.
Yeah. Oh my damn.
Yeah. So to me, when I see this, it's a red flag because it implies all of this, you know.
Honestly.
Yeah.
We don't know why it's going on.
What would you say another one for you is?
That I see on trips.
It's about to go down.
Are you traveling with a baby that is less than 1 year old now?
Say what?
I mean, especially if it's like 13-hour flights. When am I sleeping? When is anyone on the plane sleeping? You know? When you book a flight for 14 hours, you know that 7 hours is meant for sleep.
I've been praying every time.
Every time.
I hope I'm not sitting next to a baby.
And you know, now I have earplugs.
Because you know what, some parents were really offended. They were like, if you don't want to travel with a baby under 1 year old, book your own private jet.
No. That's too much. It should be the other way around. If you're traveling with a baby that is
Would you agree,
I
mean, that planes should have like a separate sections?
Yes.
You know you can be prosecuted for that.
Yes, or at least we could put all of the like planes just for babies, like parents and babies in 1 year old. You know? Yeah, like no one will sleep on that plane, and that's fine. But just travel together, you know, and let the other people live their life. I think we will change our minds because we might be in their shoes one day.
We definitely gonna be, you know, carrying our babies and be looking at people criticizing us.
Yeah, I will try to be, like, not to be.
I understand how you feel.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry in advance.
I have another one here. You know, I have girls who make the first move.
That's a green flag.
What did he say?
Yes. See, I knew you would react like this because
that is a green flag for you.
It's a green flag because
when you're in a bar, you know, you go to a bar, you're having drinks with your friend, and this girl approaches you. You say, "Oh, hey, how are you?" and start, you know, flirting and all that. You think that's a green flag?
That's a green flag.
I'm shocked.
Because it's so rare, especially nowadays, you know, when I think it's tougher and tougher for women to put themselves in vulnerable positions towards men.
Yeah.
I think when they do this, it shows the level of interest they have. When I'm dating, I'm thinking that to me it should be the girls towards me should feel hell yes or no.
Oh, really?
Like if she's like, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me, you know.
But do you not feel like men are the ones that do the chasing?
Yeah, it is. But it's not because the girl make the first move that the man won't do the chasing. If the girl makes the first move, then the man knows for sure that the girl is interested enough for him to do the chasing.
Yeah, that's pretty
You know
true.
what somebody was telling me though, that it's a big red flag because she might be doing it very often with different people.
You think so?
That if a girl shows that much confidence
Yeah?
in approaching a man and talking to him like that that she could be overconfident, you know, doing it with different people.
What?
Be a future cheater.
Give me evidence.
No.
Someone told me this like dead
No,
ass. I was
no.
like, whoa.
No, I would disagree with this because first, like if you get to know each other and get into a relationship,
Yeah.
why would she do this when she's in a relationship? You know, she was confident enough to saw what she wanted and go for it and go for it.
Yeah.
She got what she wanted. Why would she do it with someone else? You know.
Yeah, maybe she likes that.
The attention.
Yeah.
Yes. If that's the thing. If they're doing it for attention, then it switches automatically to a red flag. Yes.
Yeah.
But to me,
Would you not be worried though? Anytime she goes out, like,
No.
this girl doesn't.
Personally, I would not. I would feel like, especially if I'm in an official relationship with that person.
Yeah.
After she made that move, no, I would not feel. I would. Maybe that's not a good thing, but I would trust her in the first place until she shows me that I can't trust her anymore. You know.
Exactly.
But I would not stress over. It's not because she made the first move that I would stress every time she goes out.
Well done. तालियां होनी चाहिए यार हमारे लिए.
What would your friends say for you personally that your red flag is? If I was to ask a friend of yours, not your girlfriend, a friend of yours, and I'd be like, what's a red flag for Lamine that you do not tolerate? What would your friends say?
I think they would say that I'm too impulsive.
You're too impulsive.
Yeah, and I think I learned to, like, I don't know what the actual word is, but I can snap really quick. Like, for
Damn,
example,
is that bipolar?
maybe.
So impulsive in a way that you could get mad easily, or
Yes.
you could do drastic things easily.
No, not drastic things, but I could get
You could
mad
get
easily.
mad easily.
Yeah, but like just for like 5 minutes.
Damn, I had a guess. You told me that is a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Guys,
think,
I don't know what the hell could happen when you
Yeah.
get to that stage. Man.
yeah. I never acted on me being in that mad state.
Yeah.
I never did anything really dumb. Oh, actually,
Okay.
that was
I'm
back
starting
in.
to remember.
Yeah, I just remember. Back in when I used to play video. I was actually 19, I think, or 18.
Yeah.
I got mad. Like I was playing a video game. I got mad, and I throw like a spray that was in my room. I threw it on the window, and the window cracked. And I just continued, you know.
Are you normal? Are you normal?
And after 5 minutes, I was just pissed. I was like, oh, I cracked the window.
I feel like that is something we should seriously look into. It's a shocking revelation. I did not know this about you.
Yes, it's because, as I told you, I
Anytime you
hide
look
it well.
Make sure that it doesn't throw them in my head.
As long as you're not making me waste my time, we're good. It's
Okay.
when I feel like I'm wasting my time, that's where I get angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what to do now.
I mean, thank you so much for coming today. You know, I loved all your red flags and all your, you know, revelations. I think the one you said about gift, I feel like that Rolex really.
Yeah, I mean,
you're really gonna hold on to it.
of course, like we're in 2023 now. There is so many ways to make money. Why would you throw away one of the opportunity like this?
That's true.
Out
That's
of
true.
ego.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, make sure you watch this episode. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on TikTok, we're on everywhere, you know. I'm telling you guys, watch the previous episode as well. I'm going to have a very special guest with me, you know, next week, and I cannot wait to show you guys. Thank you for joining us on this episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.